Okay, I'm officially kicking this off. Thank you, babe, for the little intro music to get us started. He'll play more in just a little bit. And I'm just so excited to see all of your faces. I have people joining us from all over, and this is amazing. So thank you for making time for this special day. I'm celebrating 25 years as an artist, and also it is my birthday. So I just thought I'd throw it all in one here. But the idea for this evening really came to me when I came home from the summer art market a couple weeks ago. And I had this incredible weekend. I was connecting with all these people. I had people come back buying multiple pieces and sold a lot of my inventory. And when I finally came home and I unloaded all of my supplies and my artwork and everything, it just struck the reality of how little work remained. I realized I've been painting consistently since 1997. That's when I started college at Maryland Institute College of Art. And so I'm estimating that I created maybe like 40 paintings a year for 25 years now. So that's over 1,000 paintings. And all I had after this last weekend of art shows was this tiny little stack of 25 paintings. And that was all that was unsold. And it kind of just blew my mind. So that's a lot of support from people like you and so many people that have helped just watch me grow over the years as an artist. And it's so amazing to just see so many of you here tonight. I see friends, I see family, I see loved ones here. I've got gallery owners, patrons, fellow friends and artists. There's people joining us from coast to coast here in the US, and we even have some people joining us from Great Britain overseas. Thank you for staying up so late for this. You know, the full spectrum of ages too. We've got my 98-year-old grandmom here and my friend that had a little baby just not too long ago also. So thank you guys all for joining me. This just like feels so special and my heart's already so full. So can we just I'm going to do a quick little group photo real quick. I'm just going to do a quick little screenshot here. Let me see if I can see everybody. I think I can. All right. All right. If everybody could just wave and say, artsy fartsy. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll post that online. That's hilarious. I love it. Okay. So I'll let you know what to sort of expect over the next few minutes or so. I thought it'd be really fun to show you some of my favorite paintings that I've done over the past 25 years, and also share some kind of crazy stories that go with some of those paintings. And I'm going to sprinkle in a couple fun giveaways. And I also have more of our special musical guest, Brian Zeiger, that will be playing some original music for us. So quite a treat. I also just want to update you on the exciting news of what's coming on in the horizon in my upcoming year. So if you stick around to the very end, that's when I'll be pulling a name out of the hat for that original artwork, and it will be signed, sealed, and delivered to you. So grab your favorite beverages. I just have water right now, but cheers to all of you. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! Okay, let's get this party started. So, I just wanted to say, when I meet new people and I tell them that I'm an artist, I often hear a very familiar reply. A lot of times it's, I can't even draw a straight line. But sometimes people say, oh, some people are just born with talent. And I say, no way. I don't believe it at all. We're all born artists. And some of us just never put down the crayons, right? And other people get excited about other different passions. And so ultimately what you see in me here today is a learned skill. It is a culmination of thousands and thousands of hours and decades of drawing and painting. And I just want to say that I started off just like any other kid who liked to color. And the only difference is that I never stopped. So I'm going to share my screen now, and you'll see a little, we'll start our little slideshow here. Okay, can everybody see that? Is that good? Can you see the slideshow? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Okay. All right. So, all right. One sec here. Whoop, whoop. All right. Oh my, sorry, technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. So here's my early family portrait. I think I'm the little one in blue with the star on the chest there. My mom used to call this my see-through clothing phase in art. And I love it because I used to just like draw the stick figures and then color the clothes over top. But here's this beautiful family. These are the people that raised me. And my dad often threatened to sell me off to a gypsy caravan. But they never disowned me. And even when I left a crayon in the 100-degree heat on the car upholstery in the summer one day in Baltimore, and it melted into the car's upholstery forever and ever, I still was never disowned. So sorry, Mom, love you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so there were a bunch of awkward years. We will just breeze past these and try and forget. Love this one, lasers, sweet. Yes, and look at those glasses. Okay, and then I went to college. I moved to Colorado and I worked a bunch of odd jobs, still painting the whole time. And I decided I really wanted to get serious around 2006. So in college, I studied illustration. And when I transitioned into what I would consider more like fine art, I realized that I still love that kickoff point where it's like a story or an open-ended concept that kind of drives and guides that painting. And I couldn't afford really to pay professional models yet. So at this point in time, this is around 2006, I'm just basically bribing friends with beers and hugs. But this lovely piece is called Adrift. And it is currently in my in-laws' home. And when they bought it, they weren't my in-laws yet, but they snagged this one and they loved it. And it hangs right in the entryway when they come in. So thank you for that early support before you even knew I was going to be your daughter-in-law. All right. And then this next piece. So the story of this painting begins innocently enough, but it actually ends in disaster. At this point, this is still around 2006, and I worked at a place called Judson's Art Outfitters. And I didn't have photo editing software at the time on my computer at home. So I would actually use my lunch breaks at work to edit the reference photos that I'd be using in future paintings. And at this time, Judson's Art Outfitters was doing a lot of prototypes for future products, and they were working with China. And so and this is, again, 2006. So we were still like burning stuff onto a disk and then sending it overseas. And then they send us back the information, the prototype and everything. So anyway, I had been working one day on my, whatever at work. And my boss comes in and to the office and he says, I got a really curious and upsetting email from someone at our constituents in China. They said the CD that we sent them had a bunch of naked photos of a man on it. And I realized at that point, not only did we have the info for the prototype on there, but I had accidentally burned the images from this painting, the reference photos for this, onto the same disk and sent it to China. So I totally apologized. And luckily the people were really nice there and didn't really take it to heart, but I think we almost lost our clients there and somehow we talked our way out of it. But I have no idea how I didn't get fired, not just as an employee, but also as a girlfriend. Sorry, Bri. This one was called Remnants of Home, but I lovingly refer to it as Naked Jar Boy because that's where it went. So the nice thing about working at Judson's, though, was that I started using their products, and they use plein air products. So that means painting outdoors. And I started to paint in everywhere, everywhere, but in Colorado, including out here in the lovely snow of Colorado. And I really just started my plein air journey, and that was quite fun. And what emerged out of this was that I got invited to the Estes Park plein air event, and I started just painting all over Colorado for that. and submitting some work. And one of the pieces that I did, it's kind of a crappy photo, sorry about this, but it's called Sundown in Colorado. And this is a piece that almost didn't even come to fruition. This is a piece that, you know, I was painting right as the sun was going down, and that was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. And I was like, I just want it to end. And I finished it and I put it in the show, and this nice guy named Barry bought it. He's a lawyer here in Denver. And he basically hung it up in his office for like a decade. And then he called me up and he told me he had a really unique request around this painting in particular. He had a really good friend with macular degeneration, and she was making a point to surround herself with beautiful objects and art so that when she slipped into blindness, she would have these images printed in her mind. And she asked Barry, my collector, if she could borrow this painting as one that she would have in her home until that time came forward where she was losing her sight. And whew, that just hit me. And I, you know, it was just this one little dinky painting. I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to define success from now on. You know, it's not about numbers. It's not about how many paintings I'm selling. It's not about how much I sell the work for. It's about those impacts and that connection that my work has. And I can't even really predict. Like, I had no idea this would happen. Absolutely incredible. So that one just gets me every time. I'm glad I could say that without crying. That one was just absolutely beautiful. And then I started doing more outdoor work, but also now with the models. So nobody wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. here and catch the beautiful morning light and walk in the snow. So I modeled for myself in this one. It's called Long Way Home. And the funny story about this one is that, you know, the guy that bought this came up to me, and he had it like right prominent. And as soon as you walk in his home, this is the piece that you see. And he's like, yeah, I love to see it every day. It reminds me of all of the women in my life always walking away from me. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, why do people buy art? I'm always confused. Sometimes I think I don't really understand my collectors at all. And that one really floored me. But it's got, I always say it goes to a happy home, but you know, maybe it's just maybe an idea for improvement for other people. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Do you guys see these little red lines? I don't know how to undo that. Okay, anyway, I'll just continue. Okay, so 2009, I started doing some more still life work. This one's called Teacup Tower. And honestly, this is probably what my studio looks like at the end of a busy, intense week of painting, tons of coffee, tons of tea everywhere. And 2014, I really started focusing on crafting more open-ended narratives, kind of that same idea, that like choose your own adventure kind of idea. And I was connecting with a lot of talented models. Oh, yay, that's great, there it goes. Here's Brian in this piece called Another Winter's Past. And again, just talking about that influence that I never really can realize what will happen with my work. You know, the collectors came up to me about a year after they'd purchased this. I saw them again. And they said, you know, we installed this piece. We have a lovely dining room table with kind of like a couch kind of feel rather than individual hard chairs like a typical dining room. And so people just come and they lounge and they drink and we have great conversation. And they have this painting at the end of this long dining room table. And they said, you would not believe the most interesting conversation that this painting has sparked. You know, we sit there and we think about what was he contemplating and what's the meaning and all these kinds of things. And that's what I love about that like open-ended narrative is you can put any of your stuff into it that you want. And it's just great. So I thought that was so sweet. And I'm really glad they told us about that. So next one I wanted to share, these are all some of my favorites. We're moving up. This is again, I think around 2015 now. I was starting to work more with some models. I was working with a burlesque show troupe, and they have wonderful costuming and fun hair and makeup and very comfortable in their bodies. So I just really felt like the connections I was making with my models were doing a lot of work to help strengthen my work. And I owe a lot to my models for really helping advance me in my art career here. including my friends Becca and Sarah. These folks were amazing. I basically asked them, hey, I have these ideas for a couple paintings. Could you maybe just like come to my house and like pose for me and like hug for a couple hours? And they were like, yes, absolutely, we can do that for you. So that was really nice. This piece is called The Red Thread, and it's based on a Chinese legend that basically says, when we are born, we have an invisible red thread tied around our ankle and the ankle of everyone that we are destined to meet in life. And no matter where you go in space or time, it can stretch, it can tangle, but it never breaks. And I love that about this legend. It's, I feel like it speaks to love and loss. And I also just feel like it's about fate and maybe the beauty and mystery there too. So thank you so much for bringing forth your amazing talent for this, Becca and Sarah. And then my mom actually bought this piece and she hung it over my dad's chair in our family home. So this is especially special to me. And another piece that Becca and Sarah modeled for was One Love is what I call this one. And this piece has another funny story about it, about how it ended up in its happy home. This lady, Laura Wing, met me at Summer Art Market, and she came up to me and said her friend Kip has been obsessing about this painting since he saw it the year prior. And so she kind of like nudged him and kind of happy peer pressured him, but she was like, you should just get it, you know? And he did. And, you know, he's a lovely man, and I went and helped install it in his home. He's become a good friend, and he's since gone on to collect, I think, 6 or 7 more pieces, more oil paintings. So I think he actually rivals my mom for most amount of original work in their home. So thank you, Kip. Really appreciate it. He's a great collector in Denver. And I just love when I see the joy of a young couple collecting their first work of art. Here is this really cute couple. They just got married. They got a new home in Denver, and they were so excited. They were like, we're going to go home and we're going to hang it up. And they're just pumped. This piece is called Above and Beyond. And, you know, it's funny, sometimes with these kinds of things, I feel like this is like the gateway drug into the art world, you know, and I'm like this crafty witch, and I'm like, yes, come into my booth, my pretties. Like, I have nudes and pretty landscapes. And I love it when they find something that they connect with. So this piece was great. This one was done. I actually took a photo really quick out the airplane window when I was coming into Denver International Airport. And this piece was painted from a photo from that, with this crazy planes kind of rain that was happening out there. Amazing. And then every once in a while, I have kind of a shitty time when I put my work out there. I had, you know, and this is kind of like how it goes. You know, you never know how well an art show or an art festival is advertised. It's a lot of times like bad weather comes into play, and this is all stuff you can't really control. I just always sort of put my best self forward and put my best work out there, but sometimes you get skunked. And I showed up to the Jackson Hole, Wyoming show, and I had this piece in it. And I was in my 10 by 10 booth all weekend, and I did not sell a single thing. But I had, hands down, one of the most amazing interactions I've ever had while displaying my art. And this woman, Laura Gaddard, I think I'm saying her name right. She just walked up to this painting, and I see her pull out her phone, and she just starts like typing some things in the notes section. And I just sort of let her do her own thing. I didn't know what she was doing. And she kind of goes away and comes back maybe like an hour later. And she's like, hey, I wrote a poem for you based on this painting right here. Would you like to hear it? And I'm like, yeah, I would like to hear it. So I'll share that with you right now. This is the poem that she wrote in basically 1 hour, right on the spot, standing in front of this piece. It's called A Young Woman in Wyoming by Laura Gaddard. Spring seems slow, a weak but suggestive breeze, a tease, longing for something different, far away from this snow, this time in my life, insignificant in this large landscape. My heart bursts for better. Not these sighs bought from boredom, longing for a different self, somewhere not here, beautiful bindings, these plains, these mountains, sage too pure, too sparse to spare. My day of these whitewashed blues, among shadow cast hues in pink, finally with clouds masking the oncoming warmth. I enter indoors again, waiting for forever, waiting for spring's next promise. Isn't that crazy? This is what she just wrote in like an hour, just inspired by the painting. And I lost my mind. It was so beautiful. So thank you, Laura. That was like one of the most incredible gifts, non-monetary gifts from the result of my artwork that I have ever received. So thank you for that beautiful sharing of your talent. And yeah, so I went on to have great art festivals after that real skunker in Jackson Hole. I met a lovely couple and their family. They're called the Burkett family in Denver. I made a really beautiful connection with them in 2018. And I have to give credit to Matthew and Priya Burkett, you know, for their no-nonsense approach to commissioning artwork. I'm used to people like waffling for a little bit, and that's fine. You know, you want to kick around the idea, maybe for a couple of years, contact me later, and then I'll make some magic for you, and that's great. So when they walked into my booth at the summer art market, they asked me if I would do a painting of their 3 children. And I said yes, and I'm about to like hand them my card. And Matthew just said, great, so should I just write you a check for $1,000 so we should get started on this? And I was like, yes, you can, that would be great. So this is the piece that came out of that interaction. This is called Reading is Dreaming with Open Eyes, with their beautiful children that are now much more grown than this and maturing into amazing adults. And they also commissioned me to do another piece called Ducks in a Row. And this is the largest commission I ever made. And they told me the size that they wanted, which I think was about 7 feet by 7 feet. And I had a custom made panel designed by a local woodworker in town. And when he came to deliver it, I'm like, oh shit, it's not gonna fit in my house. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna have to paint this in my garage in the cold. But we realized it fit just like sideways and in. If I took it around the house, up the stairs, back in through the sliding door, and then kicked it sideways, it just barely fit in to our living room. But it did not fit back downstairs here into my studio space. So I was like, sorry, babe, I'm going to take over the living room for the next 6 months. And I created this lovely piece here. And the nice thing was, you know, Priya came to me and she's like, you know, I'm the family photographer. There are never any photos of me. It's always me, the kids, it's always the kids and my husband. And so I was like, great. Well, with the power of Photoshop and painting, we can put you into this piece. So she had taken this original cute photo of the kiddos all marching almost like little, she calls it ducks in a row behind her husband. And then I took a photo of her in that space with her umbrella and what she was wearing that day, and then pulled it all together for her for this final piece. And they have this absolutely beautiful place that they renovated in downtown Denver. And here it is, installed in their beautiful home and in their conservatory. And she calls it like a cornerstone piece. You know, this is the piece that kind of like connects the kitchen and the living room and the outdoor space and the indoor space. And I feel so honored to just have this piece there. It's absolutely stunning. And yeah, amazing family. Thank you so much for your support. Burketts, I love you. You're awesome. And good job on your renovation. That place is beautiful. So I'm going to go into 2020 here. What can I say? 2020 was rough, you know? I was definitely struggling to keep my head above water emotionally. And luckily I had people here like Carlos, who he was super bored during quarantine and did not mind laying around for hours on end, modeling for me for about 3 different Zoom paintings that I did during this time. And my gallery also kept me going during that time. They asked me to do a online solo show. So even throughout all of this, I was kind of surprised. You know, a lot of people were just sitting around staring at their blank white walls and realizing they need more artwork. So ta-da! I don't know. I still sold some work during that time and everything, but honestly, I was in a bit of a funk, and by 2021, I was getting out of it. And then here I am now. Here we are in 2022. And I can honestly say, I feel like I'm creating some of technically like the most strongest work I've created to date. And this is where these like thousands and thousands of hours are paying off. And I honestly, sometimes I feel like that scene in the Matrix, where time slows down and he could see the bullets coming at him and he's like dodging all the bullets and he's like, yeah, like I can do no wrong. And that's totally how I feel now when I'm painting. I mean, I still have like sometimes where shit goes awry, but for the most part, I feel like what I picture up here is actually finally coming out on the other end of the brush, and it's magic. So this is the last piece I wanted to share with you. This is the most recent piece that I just sold this weekend, actually, with my 25 years, 25 paintings, 25% off sale. I now only have 21 paintings out of the 25 left because it's been a quite good weekend. And this piece went to Kelly and Josh, some longtime friends and new art collectors that just added this to their collection. And I just want to say, shout out to you guys. You're amazing. And you also, Kelly sent me this most amazing note this morning. She was like, it surprises me how much I've connected with this piece. And I'm looking forward to waking up and like surprised with my coffee to see it. And just honored to have this in my home. And I just like love it more and more with every hour and every day that I have it. And I didn't realize how much of an impact it would be on me. And it was just this lovely note. And I replied to her, this is why I do what I do. My greatest joy, I can honestly say, is not even in the act of painting, but it's in that like final part where it like becomes real in the world. And I really delight in seeing others delight in my artwork. And every day that I get to wake up and create something more beautiful for this day, it's a day to be cherished. So thank you. That's the end of my slideshow. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen there. Yay, 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 yay. Oh, thanks. Yay. Well, cheers to you guys. Thank you, thank you. I just wanted to say, yeah, this is great. It feels just totally surreal to be in this point. And I'm going to take a brief break here, drink a little bit of water, and let my husband, Brian, play a little song for you guys. Brian, I just want to introduce him real quick. I'm going to say he's been the soundtrack of my life for 20 years. I started off, our friend Matt, who's joining us here from England, introduced us in 2001. And he was like, hey, come to my house party. My band's playing. And I saw Matt and his roommates and bandmates and Brian all playing. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right. This guy's cute. And and I would go on to just like hang out a lot with those guys. I went to a lot of his band's live shows. I would sketch there, and we really teamed up also, donating our artistic talent and our musical talent for a lot of good causes locally and everything. So here we are all these years later. And it seems fitting that he chose this song in particular to play because it's about passing time. So I'll let him take it over from here. But here is Brian Zeiger for you guys.
Hi, everybody. Happy birthday, Kirsten. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking me to play music at your party. Yeah, this song is called Can't Save Time. And I wrote it a few years ago with a friend of mine named Mary Merritt, who's a fellow Fort Collins musician. So here it is. You can't save time like you can save money. I'm gonna spend it right, and we don't know what's coming. I like a watch that's always running day and night, all wound up, gears grinding till you die. So get in line, our time was made for for more than wasting, get in line. I can't stand this hesitation, get in line. Feel I'm watching my whole life pass me by. And you can't save time. You can't save, no. So get in line. Our time was made for more than wasting. Get in line. And I can't stand this hesitation. Get in line. Feel I'm watching my whole life pass me by. And you can't save time. Like a scrap of paper, you put it all away and save it up for later. You're all locked in the dark where no one else can see. I cash it in and trade it all for something free. So get in line. Our time was made for more than wasting. Get in line. I can't stand this hesitation. Get in line. Feel I'm watching my whole life pass me by. And you can't save time. You can't save. Save time. You can't save, no, no.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Everybody.
That was amazing.
This is my, just a side note, this is the first time I've ever played music in this format, so this is cool and different. Back to you, Kirsten.
He's normally backed up by amazing bands also, and it's really a treat to have him come forward and just do his own solo thing. I get it all the time, and I forget that, you know, a lot of people don't have live music just free in their house every day. So it's nice to share this joy that I have all the time with you guys. Thank you, babe. That was beautiful. All right, I'm gonna do a couple giveaways. Okay, so I have everybody that registered here up until I think like 10 minutes before this started, all in here. I hope you're all in here. Okay, there we go. I have all your names in here, everybody that registered. And I'm gonna give away a couple things. I have basically some little note card sets. Maybe you've seen these before, but I'm going to do a new one for this year where it's going to be all travel oriented. And then I also have a flower card set. So you can tell me if you get it, whether you'd like a flower or travel set. I have my little 2023 calendars that are coming out next month. I'm going to give away 2 of those at a time to each person, and one for you and one to give away. And so that'll be fun. You can continue on with the charity and gifting here. And I also do fine prints. And I don't really do many prints very often. I just every once in a while get a request, and I've just put a couple of them up on Fine Art America, and you can pick an 8x10 like little art print or one printed on metal. So your choice there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a couple updates on what's coming up through the end of the year and into 2023, and then I'll do the big drawing for original oil painting. Okay. All right. I'm not looking. So this first one is for a set of note cards. All right. I have Sarah Manshell. Woo! All right. Sarah and Branton have a lovely home up in La Veta, Colorado. They used to live here in Fort Collins. So congrats. I will be sending that to you. You can just let me know whether you'd like travel one or if you would like the flowers one, and I will send that to you. And I'm going to do another one now, another set of cards. All right. Okay, Laura Wing. I don't know if Laura's on right now, but she is the one that introduced me to Kip and sort of did the friendly peer pressure. And she's also become a collector of mine too. Lovely. You let me know whether you would like a flower set or a travel set of note cards. And now we have the calendars 2023 that are coming out next month. These will ship next month.
Kirsten, we can't hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Can you hear me now? I don't know. Let me see.
That's better. It was just the volume dropped a little bit. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Thanks. It may have been the rustling of the paper, excited rustling overshadowing me. Okay. Marion Wells. Marion Wells, you get a 2023 calendar for yourself and one to give away. All right, one more calendar. I have Matthew Zeiger. All right, you win a calendar for yourself and one to give away also, 2023. Thank you for being here.
That's Andrew.
All right. And next one I'm going to do is the fine art print on Fine Art America. And you get to pick out of any one that's up there. I think I have about 7 choices. Just let me know what size, or sorry, which painting you would like as an 8x10 that's available there. And that is Mike Vanna. He has one. This is a family friend of my dad's, actually, from way back in the seminary, I think. Awesome. Thank you for being here. You get a print. Wonderful. And I'm going to do one more print.
Mike Vona. He's a friend of Roland's.
Yes.
Mhm.
Meredith Hagen. You also get an original print of your choice, either printed on metal or art print. Yay! Fabulous. All right. All right. Okay. So that means all the rest of you are still in the running for the oil painting that I'll be getting to in just a sec here. I just want to give you a couple quick updates for what's coming up. And that is in November, I'm going to be doing an Around the World series. And that basically means I'm going to be doing my own little mini paint-a-thon. So now, starting in like mid-November until first week in December, I'm going to try and do as many paintings as I can from as many places as I can, places that I've traveled to and I've collected reference photos from. And I'm going to turn them into small little mini paintings. Those pieces will be available as card sets and also the originals. And I'm also going to put a lot of those into the holiday miniature show that's coming up at my gallery, Abend Gallery. And that will be, let's see, November 25th is when that opens at Abend Gallery. And in early 2023, I'm very excited to announce I am going to have a mentorship program that I'm kicking off. And it's going to be online. And it's basically made to elevate your painting skills and create better studio habits. It's going to be called Momentum Magic. Woo! And it's going to be offering in-depth professional oil painting lessons along with self-improvement strategies to help you consistently improve upon your studio practice. So this is all work that I've just distilled from 25 years as a professional artist and also traveling around the world with modern masters and studying with them. I'm putting it all into this program. So if you're interested, send me a little note in the comments here or send me a private message and I'll send you some details on that and make sure you will be informed as soon as that goes live. And then a lot of people keep asking me about my presidential portrait. If you haven't heard yet, I have been chosen by the Capitol Building Advisory Committee in Denver to be the new presidential portrait artist. So that means I'll be painting President Biden for this beautiful Hall of Presidents that is in the Capitol Building Rotunda in Denver. That will be painted and installed in 2023, later in 2023. And then subsequently, I'll continue painting each president from here on out. So that means, you know, hey, if I'm painting until I'm 100, I will, and we have 1 to 2 term presidents, that's 6 to 12 more presidential portraits. So that'll be a really fun thing to just follow along with you guys in my journey to the Capitol. So that's like probably the coolest thing that's ever happened in my art career to date. And I'm so very, very honored and excited to be chosen for that. Okay, so here we come to the final drawing for the oil painting. I'm going to pick out the name out of the bowl, and I'm also going to give you a choice of 3 different paintings. So whichever name I pick, you have your choice, whether you like still life, landscape, or figure painting, you have your choice. So here's my little figure that I have. This one's called Expectations. It's a little 7x5. I know it's a little hard to see with the glare. Sorry, you can kind of probably see on savagepainter.com and my available work section a little bit better. I have a figurative work, and I have a landscape here. This is called Beyond the Terracotta Tiles. I did this one in Italy, plein air piece, small little one, 6x6, lovely little original for you. Or I have a still life, and this one is called Soul Blossoming. Some beautiful irises that I painted from life. And so you would have your choice of either of these 3. You just tell me if you prefer still life, landscape, or figure painting. Okay, so here we go. Oh God. Okay, here it is. And it is Hal and Jeannie Hatton. Yeah. Fabulous. Congratulations, Hal and Jeannie. You're joining us from, I think it's North Carolina, not South Carolina, North Carolina. Congratulations. You just let me know in the messages whether you would like the figure, landscape, or still life. And thank you so much for following along in just in my art journey here. It's been a really long time. I feel like a lot of you guys have known me since birth, many of you for over 20 years here in Colorado. And I just feel really grateful that I have so many friends, family, patrons, fellow artists, and loved ones that are all just supporting me in this journey. So 25 years, thank you so much. This just feels like a great way to kick off the next 25 years. So I'm just gonna end with that, and we'll close the evening with one more song from Mr. Brian Zeiger. And then if any of you have time and wanna hang out that I haven't seen in a while, I'm just gonna be here and I'll hang out, and you're welcome to say hi after Brian's song too. So thank you so much for coming. This was amazing. You're awesome. So take it away, Brian. Thank you.
It's great to see all of you. Laura Pichet, do you have your hand raised? No? Okay, cool. I thought maybe you wanted to say something. All right, this song, well, I wrote a few months back, right when the war started happening in Europe, and I'd sort of been stuck on it. And then just last night, Kirsten and I were sitting around, and she wrote some lyrics for it. So I was like, well, I'll play this song. So this song is called Where to Begin. What's the use in showing up, and what can you do? And sometimes it feels it's all up to you. I've seen this all before. Like a bad dream where you can't find the door. And now the bombs are falling once again. And I just don't know where to begin. Where to begin? Where to begin? And I feel you are so far away, and I feel you. So much at stake, and I feel you. And I wish that there was something I could do. Where to begin? And our hearts and minds in their own war. Around and around, we can't stop anymore. Tell me who will fall out and form a line, and reach out a hand, both in front and behind. And I feel you are so far away, but I feel you. It's so much at stake, and I feel you. And I know there is something we can do. Where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin?
Woohoo! You can unmute yourself if anybody wants to clap.
That was amazing.
My gosh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Oh,
Done, Brian.
Thank you all.
I think you just
Good to
came
see
from-
everybody here.
Yeah, that was amazing. Well, thank you all. Again, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you so much for coming. This has been amazing. I didn't really know if it would just be my mom and I, or if more people would show up. So thank you all for coming. This is great. And thank you, Brian, for all of your beautiful music too, sharing that with us. That was really special.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be in touch with everybody that won prizes. I'll send you a little follow up. And yeah, this has been awesome. I'm just going to hang out for a little bit. I know some faces I haven't seen in a while. And if you want to say hi or do anything, feel free. But that's all I have for tonight. And thank you guys so much.